strange Kev, too, Kev. I don't do all these real stuff like that. I'm never one that.
Mic check.
Yeah. Praise.
Good evening, everyone. We thank God for this opportunity once again. We ask that you bless each and every one of us that are here right now. We ask that you bless those that are on their way. We thank God for this opportunity to have a better money mindset. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Right now, we are going to bring up to the forefront once again Coach Kev with his wealth of knowledge. And just remember, his quote is, wealth. Follow his word, not his wealth. Coach Kev.
Thank you. Oh, and she gave me credit for that. That's not even my quote, but we're going, Pastor, thank you, Pastor, giving our blessings. Thank you so very much, Susan. I appreciate that. Your check is in the mail. Thank you. Man, incredible week. New Jerusalem, we had an incredible service this Sunday. Shouts out to all of the graduates. We had a lot of graduates this season, and I know we had celebrated a lot of graduates here, but I mean just throughout the county, and they said we couldn't do it because of COVID, education and English and math scores going down. I think it's going up. We're going to claim that overall. So welcome. What's up, Pastor Anderson?
Everything's good, man.
All right. Thank you. Stronger money mindset.
It calls on you. Go ahead.
Wow, definitely not because of me, because of him. Man, so today we're going to go over a few things. I made some adjustments because you ever had one of those tough weekends? Not tough and bad, but tough in time. Like you wish you had more time. And one of the things that I love about time is we all got the same amount.
Come on now.
It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, black, white, you still got the same 24 hours. And it reminded me of being very intentional about my time. Very important. And it goes back to saving. It goes back to our budget. It goes back to having a stronger money mindset, because we all can invest time to building a savings, to building a stronger mindset. We just need little reminders. So that's what this series is about, is giving you different reminders on things that you may or may not know, and help you realize you don't know what you don't know. Right? I remember I was talking to Pastor, and he said, you need to say that. I remember if I would have met me 10 years ago. And for some of us, 20 years ago, you should have met me. Like, I don't know if I was ready 20 years ago. But I'm ready now, and you're ready. So I want you to really understand this series. We're going to be going over a lot of information and different summer saving tips. You know, we're in the summertime. And, you know, I don't know if I'm ready for the beach. I'm still trying to get some of that quarantine weight off personally. But this is the moment where our light bills go up, our entertainment bills go up, and miscellaneous things go up. Well, you don't realize that the money's just slipping away, and we got to be strict with it. So today I'm going to be going over a few different things. One of the things I want to go over is just this mindset, how to build a stronger money mindset. The way to build a stronger money mindset is to understand what a strong mindset actually is. You have to be positive, accepting, and you have to have an investment mindset throughout your life. Wow. I remember when I was going to, Miami Park Elementary. That's when I first understood the importance of money. So, Pastor, you ain't gonna like this story, Pastor. Oh, Lord, you gonna get mad. So when I was younger, my mom used to give her 4 boys, Mommy, if you see this later on, I love you and I'm sorry ahead of time. So my mom used to give us, all her 4 boys, some money. Now you now watch now. When that plate come right, I need you to put that money in that plate. I'm like, okay, Mommy. Man, after about 4 weeks, between the regular plate, the youth donations, boy, I had a lot of money that I held. You know, I don't even know why I'm saying this publicly, but I want you to think about this. It's a good story because I understood the value of it. My mom got so mad because she helped me understand the importance of money and why it's so important to sow seed. And that's part of investing. And I couldn't see that at such a young age. I just had a simple instruction. Put the money in the plate. I held on to it. Now, I feel like I done made up for it a lot over my decades, but it reminded me of how important it is to be intentional about investing. Investing into the projects. We did a lot of missionary projects. We did a lot of community events. We did a lot of things with the money to help abused women in domestic violence. And I didn't understand me parting ways with my money gave me a stronger mindset at a very young age. Then as I got older, I was so used to investing, and we call it reaping and sowing, right? I didn't know that. 8, 9 years old, I didn't know reap, sow. I was trying to figure out how to spell sow. But all I had was simple instructions, and my mother was setting me up to have a stronger money mindset. So we got to have the mindset to be able to invest throughout our entire lives. And the dollar amount doesn't matter. It could be 5, it could be 10, it can literally be your time, which is one of our most precious commodities, which is time. So think about that, right? Learning how to leverage and respect money. I didn't respect money. I remember I was telling Pastor when 2011, 2012, we lost everything. I was so excited. I was so excited that I lost everything. I know y'all like, what? Now, I wasn't excited when it was happening. I got excited when I started learning the lessons of how it happened. I didn't respect the money. We would go to somewhere and I would just buy the same thing twice. I would buy more of it just because I had the money. I wouldn't even understand it. I would lose $30 and not even worry about it, not realizing what I had to do to get that $30. It reminded me of when my mom gave me that money to put in that collection plate. Was she 2 jobs? And I'm not using that money for chips and other things when I should be sowing seed. I needed to part ways with the money. So I remember 2011, 2012, I had an import-export business. Me and my business partner, God bless him, Cece, we thought we did good. We purchased generators from Walmart and Sam's Club, and then we would then send the generators to Haiti. This was a time where, I think they had an earthquake in 2010. So just think about after that, generators was like, whoo, it's gold. So business was going, oh my God, great. And then we did an even larger investment into more generators. We got greedy. Can y'all say with me, greedy? We got greedy. So I did not only invest my profits, I invested what we were supposed to invest when I should have kept the profit, sowed a seed in the community so God can continue to bless it instead of me trying to get the money my way. I didn't respect the assignment. I did not respect money. Then we ended up in my wife's mom. Now, just to help you understand, when I first met this woman, I gave her all the good stories any good son-in-law would give her. Girl, I'm about to, man, your daughter life gonna be great. I'm about to retire her. Man, I'm gonna retire you. What you talking about? You're not gonna be working at McDonald's no more, girl. I got you. Meanwhile, I don't have a respect for money. Years later, I ended up in that same room, and you know how embarrassed I was? Because I was the same guy years ago that told her all the stuff I was about to do to make sure her daughter have a great life. And I'm in her little dog room. Ooh. The lessons was amazing. Amazing lessons. I was in that small room. My brother-in-law used to tiptoe 2 o'clock in the morning in our room on purpose, telling me we wasn't welcome. I loved it though. I loved it because then I had to have even more self-control. And it brought me back to, if I did not respect the money, I wouldn't have been in that situation. That's why I was so excited about the lesson. And I learned so much from that. So a lot of these things that you guys are gonna learn, it's literally what I've gone through to help prevent you from going through these pitfalls. So you wanna respect money, right? Accepting and forgiving yourself for past money mistakes. That's how you have a stronger money mindset. Forgiving yourself. I used to feel bad. Man, I messed up. I remember getting my tax return, and you know, you be rich for like 2 weeks with that tax return, right? You be like, boy, I got 8 G's, boy. You can't tell me nothing with these 8 G's. But why is it when I got my tax return, it was gone in like 2 weeks? I never understood money. I lost it. And I remember when I started becoming successful, I remember my first year paying $40,000 in taxes. See, we all don't realize we all got the same Uncle Sam. I don't like him. I don't like him. So I used to feel bad about all the decisions I made in the past about money, and I carried it with me until I had to shed it. So I want to tell you right now, if you have any bad feelings about maybe you loaned somebody some money and it didn't work out, let it go. Still ask for your money though. Still ask for your money for the record. I would still ask for the money, but let it go. Because you don't want to be, it should not make or break what you're going to do, right? All the decisions that you have made in the past that probably didn't serve right, meaning you paid for something because you was excited about it and you really didn't need it. My mom always beat me in the head. God gonna take care of your needs, not your wants. It took me till I was in my 30s to get that, because I thought I needed everything. So I want you to just think about that, process that, and then look, check this out. Just because you made mistakes doesn't mean that's your future. So you're not going to always make these mistakes. But we have to identify the mistakes, and then we just got to move on and be okay with it. Short story, my mom called me when she was in town. I couldn't come to church Father's Day because my mom, she's Jehovah's Witness. And she said, well, son, this is how you know my mom pimp game strong. She said, son, I know it's Father's Day, but I want you to come to the Kingdom Hall with me. I said, well, mommy, that's not, it's Father's Day. I want to go to New Jerusalem. No, son, I want you to come with me. Now, my mom in town, she doesn't live here. So any mama boys in here, you know what I did. All right, mama, I'm there, front row with you. And it reminded me of so many things that she taught us. And I think when you really understand money, she's now in the position where she can move how she want to move. She could buy whatever she want to buy. She could do whatever she want to do, all because for 30 years she saved money. Every time the bill comes, Mom, you want me to get that? Nah, baby, I got it. I said, oh, okay, yeah, I see you. Do your thing. But she was a great steward and still is a good steward of good choices. And we talked about when she co-signed for my little brother for a truck. And I said, you know, you co-signed for him. We started talking about how that decision was in the past and we needed to let it go. And it's so interesting that how smart and witty and very creative my mom is, that still held her. She still has it in her heart on that decision. So sometimes it's difficult to move past it, but it doesn't determine your future. You're gonna need like-minded individuals to help you have a stronger money mindset, to tell you it's okay, just don't make that mistake again. I said, now, if he come to you with a jet ski idea, you need to go ahead and you need to tell him no. So get your life back, overwhelming debt, low savings account, choose yourself over name brands. Ooh, I punch you in the stomach with that. We should have had, ooh, man. Don't put that on social media. They gonna cancel me. Gucci gonna cancel me, right? Choose yourself over name brand. I tell people all the time. So when on my business debit card, it says Blake Enterprise. We are the JP Morgan Chase. We are the Rockefellers. That's us, and that's you too. So I don't put any of them over my name. So don't live just to pay bills. We've all been there. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that. Replace worry with happiness. And I think when you think about happiness, it's free. That's crazy. Think about some of the simplest things are free. Wow. If that didn't hit you, I don't know. Create the family that your life create the life that your family deserves. So just think about that. 2017, I made a decision. I was working in corporate America, and I wanted to make a decision to create the life my family deserved. I got laughed at. A lot. Got told I'm crazy. Boy, you crazy. This a good job. What's a good job? This is a good job. I know this is a good job. I got some good kids. I got a great God, a big God, big vision. And I remember saying to myself, I need to do something different, but I was so scared because I went to my wife, she was scared, so I had to run. I went to my mom, she said, boy, don't do that. I had to run. I went to my brother, I said, what you think? He said, no, I had to run. I stayed up and I constantly prayed on it. I said, God, I need you to show me, because everywhere I'm going, they telling me something different, but you did not bring me this far to leave me right here to be confused. So every time my business moved forward, I was like, all right, I see you. I see what you're doing. Then I got another opportunity. Oh, I see what you're doing. And then people tell me no. I'm like, oh God, okay, I see. I should have did that all day. And then somebody, oh, I see what you're doing. So I had to constantly move forward, one step after another, because once I put in my mind that my kids and my family deserve a different life, it was based off of my decisions. And it was difficult because I had to learn not everybody gonna be able to see that vision, man. They ain't even gonna, it's gonna be like, the door right there with the exit, they don't even see exit. They see goal. Stop. Something outside of what you see, and they're not going to see it. That's why I got to stay on assignment, and we all do. So create the life your family deserve. My kids deserve to go to Japan. They deserve to go to Jamaica. They deserve to see what other cultures are seeing. They deserve. One of my daughter's friend asked us, what is your family doing again? She said, oh, I'm going to Chicago. I just came back from Atlanta. We going to Orlando. You guys just came back from Chicago. So my kids at 15 and 16 are traveling. I got on my first plane in my 20s, late 20s. Why the Europeans and the other ethnic groups, they kids be flying at 6, and not because of emergencies, they just move like that. I want them to get the experience. So our kids, our families deserve that. Your grandkids deserve to have a life like that. And when you upgrade your mindset, you're going to experience a lot of abundance. And I want to share something with you. You know this, but I'm going to reiterate, it's enough for all of us. More than enough. Abundant God. Unlimited resources. Unlimited. I don't care what they tell you, it's unlimited.
That's right. Amen.
Do not believe. It is very much unlimited. It is limitless. But you got to believe that. Abundance of fulfillment. See, when I come to do Stronger Money Mindset, I feel fulfilled because I'm on assignment. It's a sense of fulfillment. And when you start generating big money, I promise you, money not going to move you. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. Abundance of inspiration, abundance of gratitude. You ever been excited, or you get money or opportunity, then another opportunity come, and then another money opportunity come, or something else good happen, and something else good happen? I know people who I have coached them, and so many good things start to happen to them, they get scared. They're waiting for something bad to happen. They don't have a stronger money mindset. They've been losing for so long, and it's not losing as in losses, they're lessons. So in their head it's losses, but it's really lessons to us. And when you have that abundant mindset, more and more is going to come to you. You're going to draw it in. I'm going to give you guys a book reference that changed my entire life called Think and Grow Rich. I'm sure you guys heard of Napoleon Hill, but it gets deep. So I want you to just think about that abundance of everything come in once you change your mindset to receive it. Abundance is different for everybody. I want y'all to see it on the screen. Increase your income. Create more abundance in your life. Breakthrough income plateau. I remember I was on an income plateau. Do you know I thought I only could make it? Some of y'all gonna laugh at me. I hope this ain't recorded. That camera don't work, do it? Okay. I remember I thought I could not make more than $30,000 for the year because I didn't have a degree. Remember, there was a time where all you saw was college commercials. Get your degree, get this, trade school, get this, before they start talking about all this debt, which is another conversation. But I thought, because they will tell you, get a degree and earn this, make up to this. So now you're like, man, I can't even make 80. There's no way I'm gonna make 50,000 without a degree. So 30,000 with no degree. A guy that looked like me from Miami, barely graduated high school, no college. I did not think it was possible. I did not think it was possible. And I remember when I really figured out I did not plateau. You know what plateaued? My thinking. My mindset plateaued. My mind stopped at 30,000. And some of you, your mind probably stopped at 50. Well, I don't know what your number is. Maybe it's 60 for you. Maybe it's 44,000. Maybe it's just your Social Security. Maybe it's whatever it is. There's no plateau. You have to break the ceiling, but you got to believe There is no plateau. That's the mindset shift. That's where it's going to start. Because we can say whatever we want, but you can break through the plateau. Launch your business, launch your idea, launch whatever you want. I remember when I first got in business, I started my life coaching and motivational speaking business. It was interesting. So my wife and I, we were at Florida Bible, and she said, babe, you could do that. I said, I don't know if I want to be a pastor. You know, sometimes I like to, hang out and do some, drink a little bit and relax and party. She's like, no, I'm not talking about that. She's like, but this is what you do now at your job with coaching. So she wanted me to go get coaching certification. She wanted me to constantly help people, but get it documented. I didn't have no degree, but I was smart enough to listen to the helper God gave me. So I remember when I got it, and I sent out text messages to all my friends, and I said, hey, let me know if you guys have anybody who needs a speaker or a coach. And I got a lot of responses because all of my friends knew I was very serious about business. And then I got this one speaking engagement at a tax office. I would never forget, it was on 441 and 199. Boy, there was a lot of Haitians over there, boy. I felt great, felt protected. So I remember after the presentation was over, the guy says to me, he said, how much you charge? I said, oh, it's just $300. He said, $300? Now, mind you, where we at right here, know your worth. Know your worth. He said, $300? I said, yeah, man, $300. He said, let me tell you something, young brother. He said, what you just gave all of my preparers, I'm going to make $500,000 off your talk. He dropped it on me. I said, so what you saying? You're not charging me what you're worth. I did not know what I was worth. Nobody told me what to charge people. I was so used to lowballing. I was so used to being around people who was lowballing me. I was so used to connecting with people and you got a discount, until I start getting around people that say, that's it? Know your worth. Charge them more. If somebody else come in, they'll pay them top dollar. Why not you? And I had to know my work. Now, did it stop me from doing free presentations? Free presentations? No, but $1,000 an hour minimum. You gotta come see me. And I remember what it felt like. Now, he didn't give me 1,000. He gave me 500. But it was 200 more than what I was asking for. So he put his money where his mouth was. And I said, how much you think I should charge? He said, young man, with what you just gave me, minimum 1,000. I said, all right, 1,000. And I'll never forget when I got that first check for $1,000 for 1 hour. Boy, I called my mama. You still want me to go get this degree? You still want me to go to college? What you want me to do? We out here. I know my worth. What you talking about? Okay, baby, you did it. Go do it again. And I did it again. And I did it again. And I'll never forget the moment that it went in my bank account. Because again, remember, we've as a people been disappointed so much. When it actually happened, you can't even believe it happened. It's happened. It happened. Believe, expect, have that mindset. So I had to know my worth. You got to know your worth. The next one, be bolder, ask for a raise. Every job that I've ever worked at, I was the highest paid employee. And I almost got fired a few times. But I was an advocate for helping other people get raises and promotions. I remember my wife's friend worked at my job, and she said, how did you get the whole department raises? I said, I went to the CEO and I told him I'm a business owner. When I got that job and I sat down for the interview, I told him, sit me next to the highest, you got to be bold, sit me next to the highest one you have in here, I'm going to dominate. I said, but you got to pay us what we worth. Well, what are you worth? I said, I'm worth what you can't afford right now, but let me prove myself. Give me about 6 months. And I got everybody in the department raised. They was too afraid to ask because they didn't know their worth. So sometimes you're gonna have to be an advocate for somebody to help them know their worth, If you're working at a job right now, be a little bolder, ask for the raise. Closed mouth don't get, so why you ain't say nothing? Closed mouth don't get, so why you ain't say nothing? Every job, they gotta give it to me. And I used to ask for crazy raises. So he's like, boy, this boy, get out of here. I shoot high. My wife's like, boy, you crazy. And then they'll give me the raise slightly below what I asked for. And I say, imagine if I would ask for something lower. That's the problem. People shoot for aims and it's so low that they hit it. Don't hit it because it's too low. 90% of my goals I do not achieve. I usually go above what I thought I was going to get, but I always shoot high. It'd be ridiculously high. And everything that I prayed for, I remember asking God when I quit my job, when I decided to do what I was going to do to quit my job, I remember telling him that I'm never going to doubt you again. And I lived it. And I was very transparent with doubting what he was going to do. And you know why? He was waiting for my little peanut brain to catch up. Like, son, I'm giving you abundance. You jumping over dollars to get the pennies. I'm trying to show you where the bag is. It's right in front of you. So my mindset had to change. If you're at a job, don't be afraid to ask for a raise. You deserve it. If you got to go inside the bathroom and talk yourself into it, you better shoot that shot, because I promise you, they're going to hire somebody. They will hire somebody for you to train and pay them more because you scared to ask for a raise. I'm going to say that again. Y'all may have missed it. They're going to hire somebody for you to train and pay them more money because you're afraid to ask for more money. We can't blame the businesses. That's business. But I got to go get it. And I want you to go get it, so be bolder about it. Hit 6 and 7 figures in your business or your profession. If you're in a degree era or you're in a space where you got to advance, go get that degree. Go get that investment. Go get that certification. Max out in your profession. Maybe it's a critical care nurse. I remember when I was doing my cousin's taxes, and I said, sis, you're a critical care nurse, but you ain't even make 100 G's yet. You're doing 90 hours. I said, what do you need to do to max out that comp plan? Oh, I got to get one more certification. Then go get it. The investment in time for that certification is going to yield you a stronger return because you'll be able to max out. They pay you more for these little piece of paper. Amen. So if you're in a profession, I'm not telling you stop your business to go, stop your job to start a business. I'm telling you max it out wherever you are. Max it out and don't be afraid. Build your dream home. Retire your partner. Now, I want to give you a disclaimer. If you decide to retire your partner, you may not want to tell them yet. Okay? Don't tell them ahead of time. Told my wife I was going to retire her girl. She was asking me every week when I'm leaving this job. Somebody pissed her off. I still got to go back. You ain't retired me yet. No, babe, just give me some. I can't believe these parents. I'm like, okay, put the pressure on me. I want to be in jail and trying to help you too. So if you're going to retire, and I'm saying partner, but it can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be a significant other, it can be anybody. Retire them. It's a bold statement. I told my mother-in-law years ago, I retired my wife. She's 36. She's been retired maybe about 3-4 years now. Another disclaimer, when you retire your spouse, make sure you give them something to do because they're going to be in your business. They gonna be in your business. What you doing? I got my whole office on the other side. She's like, what you doing in here? Well, the office door closed. I was working, make sure all this stuff could keep going. I thought this was my house. I thought I paid. So when you retire them, be smart about that. Give them something to do. I brought my wife into business. She's also becoming a loan originator, and I love it because she's passionate about it. When she has me and I can pay all the bills and she's still passionate about helping people own homes, we got a winner. She don't technically need to do it. Oh, I got this guy right here, Mr. Blake. But the fact that she's doing it with me, I love it. That's a teacher in her, though. Okay? Without money blocks in your life, you'll be empowered and confident to build your legacy. Believe it or not, the Rockefellers are a legacy. Believe it or not, the Obamas are building a legacy. Believe it or not, the Bushes are building a legacy. Believe it or not, Chase is building a legacy. Believe it or not, the Kennedys are building a legacy. These names we all know. And every time they have kids, if the kids have the name, we know. Why? Somebody decided to build a legacy. I want, when people think of Coach Kev or when people think of Blake, they get empowered. I could do it. It's something about this picture right here on this wall where Martin Luther King, just think about that. Some of you were there and you saw and you understood what racial inequalities was happening at the time when Dr. King was alive. And when I look at him, I am empowered. You want them to say the same thing about you. So when you make money, you're going to create a positive impact on the community, an abundant mindset. And abundance is your birthright. I'm going to say that again. They missed that one, Pastor. Abundance is your birthright. It's already given to us. We just have to accept it and actually believe it. It's the most simplest things, like we have to believe it. Break through these blocks, upgrading your mindset. You're going to open up a lot of opportunities. You're going to open up a lot of flow. And actually, it's more stressful to be stressed out about money. It's like when you get stressed out about money, it seems more stress come. It's very interesting. I think everybody's super excited around February. You know why? Tax time. They be excited. They not friendly. They start opening up the door for you. You start hearing, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Everybody, somebody might offer to buy you something to eat. Like, boy, I've been all this time, now you ask? But yeah, I'll take it. I take all blessings. So we want to make sure we understand abundance is your birthright. That is very simple, but very hard to even believe. Because then you look at your bank account, you like, I don't know what birthright this is. I need some dollars in here. Be specific about what you want. One of the reasons why I truly believe God opened up doors for me, because I was clear about what I was going to do with the money. Ooh, I'm going to say that again. One of the reasons why I do believe God opened up so many doors for me, I am clear on what I'm going to do with the money, and I stay committed to that. I put a post up the other day, you can't fool God. And that's something that's so interesting. People, you can fool me, you can fool Pat, you can fool Susan, you can even fool Pastor Anderson, but you can't fool God. So I just follow through on what I commit to him, and he show up and show out every single time. Now, I do want to give you a disclaimer. It's not going to come when you want it. I'm giving you the disclaimers. You can't get mad at me. It's not going to come when you want it to come, on his time. And so when you think it should come right before rent or mortgage due, that's not when it's good for him. It may or may not come at that time. It's so important for us to pick that up. It's so important. So you got to be clear on what you're going to do with the money. I already know what kids I'm going to help. My mom called me today. She's like, son, I got an idea. She said she just retired, and she said, I want to open up a home. I said, okay, I remember you told us about this about 40 years ago, so you retired, you got time, I see you. She said, but I want to help men. I said, now in my head, I'm like, all right, mommy, we got to strap up, make sure you know what I'm saying? We got to make sure nobody bother you in the house. I'm all the way in South Florida. She in Tallahassee. That's my mama. So we need security, double security. My brother need to go. We all need to take turns. But the fact that she wanted to start a house to help men, she said some men need help, but it's more help for women than men. Now, my mom spent 30 years at a men's prison, so she understands the mental health behind it. Here's why it's going to come to pass. My mom has a clear vision of what she's going to do with the money. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm boring y'all with that, huh? Okay. So you want to have goals? Be specific about the money and know exactly what you're going to do with the money. And most important, because you can't fool God, follow through on what you say you're going to do with the money. We are not going to check to see if you falling through. The man who keep the receipts, I don't care how much AI they got, Pastor. You can't fool them. So just follow through. When the money comes and the success comes, follow through with what you said. I committed to him to tell him, no matter how successful I get, I'm always going to find a way to give back time to help our people. And I'm living it. I'm living it. I ain't come here 1 month. I didn't come here 2 months. This thing like clockwork. Okay? And Kevin will be on me if I'm late, so I got to be on point with that. When you get extra money, don't sabotage yourself. You ever give money away because you had so much of it? So you thought. You know what the rich people do when they get money? Act like they don't got money. That money be right here. What money? What money? Boy, got tax returns from years later. What money? I got nothing. And they shop at Goodwill. We get the money. Oh, you know we got the money. Them rims coming, baby. I've been waiting to get them tents. What? I got 2 air fryers. What you want? All because we have no understanding of what to do with the money. Okay? So we got to be intentional about that. Don't sabotage yourself. Don't give your money away. Be aggressive on saying no. What could you do with your money besides give it away? Open up a savings account. I told you guys maybe series week, maybe second series or third series. I told you guys about how I had to start telling my family no. Y'all remember that? It was heartbreaking. But that was one of the best things I ever taught myself. And it works. When you tell them no, oh man, I got my brother one time. He called me one day. I said, man, I was about to call you for money. He was shocked. That's how you get them. They call you for money and say, you know what, I was just about to call you. My brother was like, boy, you ain't never called me for money. They ain't stop him from doing it. I remember I had all my money saved up. I had my savings account, start dumping the money in my savings account because I wanted to buy a house to build a legacy. I messed up. Look how sad that is. Think about what I said. I messed up by telling my brother that I was saving money for a house. Now in our head, stronger money mindset, we like, man, good job you saving money for a house. Let me let him be. In his head, he got the money. He just told me he got the money, Gail. He got it. Don't say you ain't got it. You just told me you saved it up for a house. Don't, you know, Homer say, don't. That was me. Don't. Can't believe I said that. Lesson learned, though. But if I'm saving up for a lawnmower, he won't know, right? So open up a savings account. You have extra money, open up a savings account. And even if you feel like you're in debt right now, still save, because in order for you to have that habit, in the middle of the storm, you got to be consistent and committed and disciplined to saving, because the habit is what you need to build. I remember the habit of being, feeling like I was rich on Friday, broke by Saturday. That money was already spent. I knew Nike was going to get some. I knew Hennessy was going to get a little too. It was already spent. Oh, he liked that one. I guess Hennessy got him too then. Got him. Right. So when you have access to money, get yourself used to being in overflow. Get yourself used to having extra money. And when you have that extra money, you kind of don't. You know what I was stuck in? YOLO. So if you guys don't know what YOLO is, YOLO stands for, just like it sounds, right? Y-O-L-O. You only live once. YOLO. Kids, if you're watching this, do not follow YOLO. Because we want to leave wills, not bills. If you have a YOLO mentality, you will be leaving bills, not wills, because you're not even thinking about the future. YOLO stands for you only live once. And though that is true, you can do some principles, you can follow through on some things, you can be committed on some things to preserve your legacy. Very important. Your kids will be benefiting from what you do right now. So feel how it feels to have access money. Feel it. When I was in that room in my mother-in-law house, my wife, when we finally got out, she was like, babe, I don't know how you did it. I said, how I did what? She said, I don't know how you didn't snap. I said, snap for what? I put my family in that situation. There's nothing to snap on. Oh, I'm mad because my brother-in-laws are walking through a room. I'm in their house. I'm mad because every time I go to the fridge, people looking to see who's going in the fridge. Am I mad because they started moving things out of one fridge to put in another fridge so I don't have access to it? That's not their fault. People are being people. It wasn't their fault. And that gave me so much motivation, inspiration, grit, determination, commitment, anything you can think of to get out of that place. So you talking about a person that was saving? I saved every dollar. Now we can go to sushi restaurants and season 52 and Louis Bossy and all this. You want to know what the Friday meal was? Pollo Tropical, chicken on the grill. $20. Hey, boy, that $20 family meal, boy. One time I got the extra, I got the pork with it. Oh, girl, boy, $25. I know y'all not gonna act bougie on me. Don't act like I'm not the only one that would tear that family meal up. It will feed the whole family. And you got leftovers if you break that breast down. If you break the breast down, you got something for tomorrow. You got to break that breast down, though. So it really helped me understand that the decisions I made put me in that situation. And I was talking to my wife just about how I felt after we got out. I didn't share so much stuff with her because I didn't want her to worry. I just cast it all on God. I go on my little car. I had a Hyundai Elantra at the time, but that Hyundai Elantra was great on gas. This Benz is crazy, but that Hyundai Elantra, I go on a Hyundai Elantra, put on The Secret, listen to my Kurt Franklin, listen to my Fred Hammond, listen to whatever I need to listen to get myself right mentally. Because I knew when I go back in that house, I'm about to go into that storm. But imagine if I didn't go through that. I don't know if I would be the Coach Kev here today. I promise you. I've learned so much discipline about money and about everything it takes to allow your money to bring back friends. You have to relinquish control of the money, invest the money, store the money, respect the money, invest the money, store the money, hit the money. Now I want us to do an exercise. Now, if you don't participate, it is absolutely okay. I highly recommend you participate. This exercise does work, but it only works if you work it. So you may have to do this consistently. Now today, I know we got a lot of birthday months. I know everyone has different birthday times, but today is your birthday. And it technically is, for those of us who are alive. I want you to embody your future self. It could be a week from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 8 years from now. How do you see yourself? I need you to just think about that. Now, I'm gonna be giving out some money. So I want y'all to think about what I just said. It's like that kid at that store. He's like, oh, he giving out money. I'm a listen. I'm giving out money today. I like to give that preface. I'm gonna be asking. So I want you to think about your future self. Before I was holding a microphone, speaking, I envisioned myself. Every time after my wife told me that, I used to go to church doing the same thing. I used to look at, then I joined the speech group at my church, and then I was dominating them over there at church. Them people was like, boy, how you learn all? They ain't know I took Toastmasters, but I invested so much money into learning the craft, and then I was at 22 years old, I was running a call center, and I had to learn how to show people that I believe in them, but I need them to respect me at the same time. It was very difficult at age 22. But I want you, so I envision myself being successful. I envision myself being who I am right now when I was broke, busted, and disgusted. At that time, when I should have been using my imagination on where I wanted to be, because if I was to think about my current situation, I would have never made it out. So wherever you are right now, you're not gonna be there forever, but you gotta embody your future self. You gotta already see how you're going to be after the fact, but you gotta feel it right now. That's why people were so confused. Like, why are you so happy? Boy, you in a small room. Boy, you excited eating these scraps. I could have been homeless. I always look at the glass half full, not half empty. And then as opportunities came, God sent me opportunities. He wanted my mind to be right, so when the opportunity I could have discernment to know should I strike on that or not, but it's something I was praying for, so when it came, I knew what it looked like. But my mind was open to receive it. So I want you to be thinking about, where do you see yourself? How you envision yourself? What are you going to become? What are you going to do with the money? Do you have a different car? Are you living in a different neighborhood? Maybe you want to drop a couple of pounds. Do you look slimmer? What city you driving up to? Do you have investment properties? Are you respected in the community? Whatever you see yourself, and then if you constantly believe that, it will manifest. Another disclaimer, you got to put work. You got to put in the work. I ain't going to give you no pie in the sky. Because when the opportunities come, you got to put in the work. Because he's going to give us the opportunity, but if you don't move your feet, you're not going to eat. You're going to be hungry. Oh, I don't know why I put that in white. Maybe I wanted you to really, really see it. So when the opportunities come, it will sometimes be in a very inconvenient time, but you got to move and take action the moment it happens. There's going to be opportunities for you to test. Should you save or should you buy that hat? Should you save or should you go to that event or concert? I remember when my tax guy started going over our entertainment and food. This man said, Mr. Blake, I don't know where y'all eating, but y'all need to stop. I said, Mr. Fernando, it's my money. He said, I know. My job is to help you keep your money, right? I said, you're right. You're right. You're right. I said, I ain't gonna eat for the rest of the month, okay? But I had to realize that me going out to these restaurants, now could I afford it? Yeah, but that's more money I could save. That's more money just because I can get it don't mean I need to get it. Surround yourself with people who are constantly, if you surround yourself with people who are constantly complaining about money and people that you've outgrown, ooh, that's a good one. You will miss opportunities to build wealth. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I remember struggling with that. I remember being around people that I grew up with, and I saw so much in them, they didn't see it in themselves. And I wanted more for them, but they didn't want it for themselves. And I had to part ways. One of the ways that I parted ways, it was so awesome. Every time we would have conversations, and then I see them a little, you know how when people do that low-key hating, you don't even know they hating, they just hit you with a jab, like, oh man, you just low-key hate, oh, just like, what, wait, you're not happy for me? Then I had to say to myself, it's because they never set themselves up. They never created something for themselves. They never wanted to build something. They wanted me to be on a rat race with them. And as soon as I try to go up, he's like, I need you to come right back down here with me. Can you come hang out with me? I had to aggressively not only say no to saving the money, but I realized that being around them, it was not fruitful. The conversations was going backwards. When you hear when you meet with somebody and they start telling you stories that they told you before, and it's the same story that they didn't tell you before, and it's the same story that they didn't tell you before, it's the same story that they didn't tell you before, and ain't nothing changed the same, you need to run. You need to run. So you want to surround yourself with those people. Surround yourself with people that have an abundant mindset. Now, I know y'all can't see it, but I'm going to read it out to you. So to the right, that is the S&P 500. Now, I'm going to drop this on y'all because I remember either saying that series 3 or series 4 about S&P 500. Now, remember, there's indexes, right? S&P 500 is an index. But just think of all of the biggest brand names in America being in one bunch company, okay? I want you to think about that. Now, you can go to, and so Ameritrade got bought out by Charles Schwab, believe it or not. Y'all know who Charles Schwab is. So all this is, I'm telling you the top 10 companies through Ameritrade. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, because you probably already have an investment account. You probably have Robinhood. You probably have Charles Schwab. You can go in there on your own and invest in some of these things. Remember, I'm not getting a dime. I am not a financial advisor for this. I'm dropping these jewels on you. Here's why. If it's good enough for the millionaires and billionaires, why not you? What separates rich people and poor people? I believe it's information. Some people are not privy. This information I'm giving you right now, some people are not privy to it. Law of association. So one of the companies in that S&P 500 conglomerate is Apple. Question, do you guys think Apple going down, yes or no? I'm gonna move to the next one. They not, I don't think they are. The next company is, some of y'all probably done got them already, Amazon. Anybody think Amazon going away anytime soon? Y'all probably got stuff in y'all cart right now. Yep. Amazon's not going anywhere. The purpose of me going over these things is to show you the money that you're gonna save. Invest a little bit so your money can bring back friends. Even if it's $10, even if it's $20. Every time I got my oxtail, that was $25. Oh, I'm the only one eat oxtail? Oh, y'all gonna act bougie today? Okay, all right. Okay, y'all eating caviar. Okay, got it. The next one is Alphabet Class A and Alphabet Class C. Now, it took me a minute to understand, what is the Alphabet? What is that stock? That's actually Google. But they have Class A and Class C, but they're both Google. Anybody think Google going anywhere? I know AI, okay. For the record, we're unanimous on these companies are successful. That's why I invest into them. The other company is, now y'all may not know this one, but Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Now I want y'all to know, per stock, it's over 300K. But they invest a lot in real estate. We know Warren Buffett. And if you don't believe me, when you get a moment, go on YouTube and type in Warren Buffett and S&P 500. You would hear what Warren Buffett say about investing into the S&P 500. Go on YouTube, it's a good note to write, and type in Warren Buffett. You can put space, and then just put S&P 500. You're gonna see the video. He's gonna tell you about the S&P 500. Now remember, most people won't tell you what I'm telling you. So Berkshire Hathaway, big company. Another company you may know about, Microsoft. That's another company that's a part of S&P 500. NVIDIA. So you guys don't know what NVIDIA is, but most people use NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is like software, right? So just think about everything is technically software. I'm being streamed off of software. When you're on your phone, you're using a software. So you can't really get away from NVIDIA. It's just they don't tell us about it. You probably have never heard the word NVIDIA. But if you do research on it, you would think to yourself, wow, like the billionaires and millionaires invest in the S&P 500, but our kids never learn about the companies? They're just taught to pay into the company? The brand? Interesting. You can invest too. The next one is one of my personal favorites, Tesla. So I figured out, I was against this for the record. So my next car, I'm gonna make it an EV. It's gonna be a classy one though. You're not gonna know it's an EV. I have it on my screen saver. I'll show it to you guys. I don't think I deserve it yet. I know that sounds crazy, but I want to get to a certain. I need to have one thing I learned from what's my guy, Grant Cardone. I never forget. He had a video. He said, "You want to know why I'll never go broke?" He gave us a shot. Like the sports athletes, I invest into assets to pay me cash flow to buy the stuff. I don't use my liquid cash. I said, wow. So he'll go invest into an apartment complex with other investors, 1,000-unit apartment complex. They're making $200,000-300,000 a month. Then he go buy the Phantom. That's a tax write-off. That's why I say I don't deserve the car yet. I want to position myself. I know Susan like, you deserve it. I promise you my wife won't tell me no to. She's like, nah, baby, you could. I like this car. So anyway, a EV, I'll show it to you on the screen. So Tesla's a good one. Alphabet C, I told you. And then the last one is United Health. So of course it's 500 companies. I'm just giving you the top 10 companies within the S&P 500 umbrella that they're investing in. You can invest into each one of those companies individually. And remember, I'm not telling you to put your check in. I'm trying to give you an understanding of, in order for you to receive abundance, you're going to have to relinquish control of the money. Don't go and store it and sit on it. I promise you, while you sitting on it, I'm multiplying it. And in teaching that to my kids. But you got to make and take calculated risks. And once the return come, I don't know if y'all wasn't here that day. Susie, you was here when that brother was like, Coach, I made all that money from Tesla. I said, boy, you ain't give me no money. You don't make all that money from Tesla. I dropped that on you. And I don't want the money. I just want it. I'm glad he said that. Because I always say, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is. So he applied it and he reaped major benefit. Upgrade your circle of influence. Get a new coach. Find a mastermind group with people that you can share money and business goals. I told you guys on Sunday, one of the biggest mistakes I did was told a small-minded person one of my big goals. They couldn't handle it. Follow an inspirational teacher on social media. Listen to success stories, entrepreneurs on YouTube. Find wealth conscious podcasts. Plug into those podcasts. Remember, anybody here have a car? You got University on Wheels. Instead of going 103.5 to be Hot 105, Y100, all these stations, get on YouTube, and while you're driving to your destination, feed your mind with the information that you need. I promise you, those artists, they're making royalties off you listening. Now, I'm not telling you not to listen to them, but when you're traveling, I highly recommend you turn your wheels into a university. Sometimes you got to take that time into getting that information on YouTube and listen. While you're driving, you're going to drive anyway. And surround yourself with a whole new energy, a whole new frequency, so money can come to you. It's important. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm almost done. Summer saving tips. Now, some of these tips, it may not qualify for everybody. It may be too late. Okay? So automate transfers. Remember we talked about this, maybe series 3 or maybe series 2, but automate transfers, meaning find out the day. And by the way, with Ameritrade, who was purchased by Charles Schwab, on your investment account, a brokerage account, 401k, retirement account, whatever terms you want to use, you can actually set it up every Friday they can take money out your checking account and then put it into your investment account. Now, I want you to listen to what I'm telling you. Your investment account, you max out at $6,000 for the year. So what does that mean? You can put in $6,000 throughout the whole year, and that's the most you can put in your retirement or 401k account. That's the max. Okay? But they can't give you double taxation, meaning they can't tax you twice on it. So you're not going to be taxed on that at the end of the year. So I want you to think about that. But here's how you're going to, I mean this in a nice way, beat the system. You're going to take the money that you're going to invest every single month into your brokerage account. Now, you don't have to invest. You can just let the money sit in there and don't do anything with it. But I just gave you 10 ideas that you could just try, even if it's $20. You know, when I first started investing, I did $15. I was so scared. All the stories I heard, like, I heard you put your money, you're going to lose it all. Not $15, bro. Not $15. And when I put the $15 in, and then I look, because it has a little chart, and it'll show you as it's going up. It went down, and when it went down, I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to cash out. I need to cash out. They want you to cash out. Long-term investors, they ride the wave, and they hold on. I was used to abandoning ship too early. Everybody who abandoned ship at Bitcoin when it was $80 and $100, they borderline suicidal right now because they abandoned ship too early. And they had it, but they didn't know it was Bitcoin. Same thing with some of these stocks, no different. So do an automatic transfer. And even if you don't connect it to your stock account because you're a little scared, but still do the automatic transfer so you can now just build up a savings account. That's all you need to do. Start building up a savings account. Allow yourself to tithe more. Allow yourself to save more. Allow yourself to sow more seeds. Because once you're a good steward of that money, he's going to take care of you. Count your coins and your bills. Now, I know that sounds crazy. You're like, man, what you mean by count my coins? I have no coins. You better count that money. And Gail done slapped me up early. I ain't counting the money. Right? Too busy. Dropping the ball. Minimize your restaurant spending. That was me. I'm the only one to spend a lot of money at the restaurant. Man, food is so expensive. I'm like, man, I could have cooked that. All right, sir. $16 for some pizza and $8 for these wings. Okay. Okay, so minimize your restaurant spending. Sometimes you may have to say no. Now, I'm gonna be very transparent. In my head, when I invest and I go to a restaurant, it's a tax write-off for me. I use my business card. We're gonna talk about business for at least 5 minutes. At least, I need to write that off. And my accountant said do it too at the same time, right? But I remember always going on business deals using my personal card until my accountant said, boy, you need to use your business card. You don't know what you don't know. I hire experts. I don't try to figure it out. Experts tell you exactly what you need. Okay? Get discounts. I found myself the other day, so Flash came out. Disclaimer, don't go see Flash. So Flash came out. And I felt, because I went in my app, I went in my Regal Cinemas. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get these points. I'm going to get these coupons. So I'm doing what I'm telling you. Looking for discounts doing the entertainment. No matter how much money you have, you got to respect the money. I remember not doing that. Oh, I got the money. I could just, no. Every penny I need to know where it's going, so I can understand it, okay? So get creative with gifts. You know, maybe sometimes you don't have to buy something. Maybe it's gonna come from the heart. Maybe you wanna bake cookies. Think about that. That meant more to me. I had to fight my kids off my cookie. It was a heartfelt gift. And we just got to get creative with them. And sometimes your time is it. When my mom was here, I couldn't give her materialistic things, but that time is important. So try to lower your car costs. I don't know if that's going to work in this climate. Different places I've gone, I always tell people that. Maybe you want to refinance. Use that to your advantage, but make sure it's going to benefit you. Your credit score has to be higher, right? If you're trying to refinance your car, make sure your credit score is higher. The purpose of you refinancing is to bring your payments lower. And when your payments go lower, believe it or not, it also going to affect your insurance, which can go lower. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Again, most people would not even tell you what I just told you about that, but you want to look into that. Reach out to your insurance company, see if you can get a better rate. This is my favorite one. I'm thinking about leaving. Comcast, AT&T got a, hey man, I got this flyer, I'm thinking about leaving. No, Mr. Blake, we like you as a loyal customer. Well, what could you do to keep me? They get real creative when you about to leave, boy. We got the promo. Oh, the promo that y'all gave me and then y'all took it away after 2 years and y'all tell me y'all gonna take it away and gave me a fee. That promo, I want it again. Even if I save for the next 6 months, that's more money I can save. Closed mouth don't get fed. You gotta ask for that, okay? Also, as much as you can, reduce your gas if you can. I'm not telling you go hop on the bus, go get an electric car. I'm just telling you. Places that you don't need to go, don't go. What I started to do with that, and again, it doesn't matter how much money you have. I'll have a client to tell me, Coach, can we meet here? Physically on Zoom. I'm telling you. You know how much gas I was wasting meeting up with people? I started saying that, oh, we could do Zoom. I saved hundreds. All because I just want to pull up. Nah, I ain't got nothing to prove. Zoom, here go the meeting ID. You need something to drink? Oh, sinuses. Okay? So you want to reduce your gas as much as you can. Whatever you can do on Zoom, do on Zoom. And things that you can't, that's fine. Okay? Bundle your cable internet, switch cell phone plan. Be careful with the switching cell phone plan. If you're in that good family plan, you need to stay there. I don't think it's going to get no better than that, the way these plans set up. Oh, man. Okay. Now, one of the things, number 11, I did this a few times in the summer, and my kids was coming in the room asking me, Daddy, what happened? I turned the AC off in the morning. Turned the AC off. We don't realize maybe about 20 to 30% of your consumption is through your AC. I think it's debatable. If you keep it at that same mellow, I think you should be good. But I'll be looking at that little grid my wife give me, and I'm like, hold on, this AC is the water. Those two, stop bathing. Not to stop bathing, right? Lower your student loans or eliminate it. Last few, cancel unnecessary subscriptions. I think that's super, super critical. The last thing, refinance your mortgage if you could. Instead of all this negative self-talk, remind yourself that you're making financial improvements every day. Keep saying to yourself, I am great with money. I am great with money. And remember, these are some new mantras. All of these you can adopt. Pick one that maybe is close to you. I like the one that I live a rich and successful life. I tell myself that all the time. Pick one. Maybe one speaks to you more. I'm not telling you to adopt them all because you will get a little confused. I also like I'm a money magnet. But whichever mantra you pick, try to stay consistent with it. And if you notice, the person got the head massaging. Feel good when you're telling yourself these things. Even in the midst of a storm, this is the best time to do it. I know how to spend money wisely. I remember that was one of my first mantras when I started learning my lessons about money. Last thing is, your assignment is find this free audiobook online, listen 20 to 30 minutes daily, Write down your desire and income goal for the year. Put how much money you want to make for the year. So here's how I did that, and this is the last slide. I added up all of my monthly expenses and I times it by 12. And then I gave myself a raise. So let's say if your monthly expenses is $3,000 a month, you times that by 12, boom, you'll get that number, and then put extra money that you want. Because if you had an opportunity to get a blank check, you're not gonna just write what you need. I'm hoping you're gonna go over that. Hoping. And if you were not going to go over, I'm telling you now, give yourself a raise. You deserve it. You got to know your worth. And in closing, this book, Think and Grow Rich, changed everything for me because I realized at the end of the book, the whole time, I didn't realize that it's think and grow rich. I had to change my mindset on how I was thinking. And Napoleon Hill is very, very profound in a lot of the findings that he came up with, but I want to recommend that you invest time into learning about Think and Grow Rich. I promise you, you're gonna get so many nuggets about time, about investing, about you. And the most important thing that you wanna get down is what you think about every single day. And I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time. I think we went over on time. But I want to thank you guys for just letting me not only flow with this information, but giving you guys this information, especially right now during the summer, because it's a very, very important time as we build our lives. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you got something from today. Last question. Can anybody share with me where they see themselves? What future do they see themselves as? How do you see yourself in the future? Anybody want to share? Remember, I got that cash. Where do you see yourself?
I see myself in my own home, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, in the city that I choose to live in, not the city that they say I can live in.
Ooh. I like that. I got cash for you right here in one of your favorite spots. Anybody else want to share?
I see myself owning multiple businesses, one being a funeral home, another being a help people get into their home, as well as helping myself with my dream. Nothing too big, 3 bedrooms, each every master bedrooms.
Ooh.
So everybody has their own bathroom, their own.
All that. Hey, that's vivid. You hear that?
I want that family, that large family room attached to the kitchen. Small living room and an office.
Oh yeah, you definitely want to have that office space and don't have a lock because they'll still try to come in anyway. But I love that. And I love, as Susan was explaining that, you ever look at somebody and they're literally seeing it like she saw it. It's important. That's how vivid we need to see it. That's how we need to envision it. Anybody else? Where do they see themselves? Got it. Yes. Wow. I like that. And also what I love about that is how you incorporated family with that. And it still goes back to even your vision for yourself includes family. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Anybody else you're gonna say? No? Yeah. Yes. Idea? You need to talk to Susan. Oh.